Hi, this is a short introduction into the 10-string E-harp tuning using the Alkire tuning system, which is a tuning that really sort of died out in recent years, but during the 40s and 50s and maybe early 60s was a predominant tuning before the pedal steel came in. And once the pedal steel came in, interest in the Alkire tuning sort of died out. But it's a fascinating lap steel tuning. You can do a lot of things that you can't do in a normal lap steel tuning. I'm just going to go over the tuning quickly and sort of give you an intro. So it's 10 strings, and you use 3-finger picks and a thumb pick. So four fingers are in action. The tuning itself is 10 strings, as I said, and the bottom two notes are C sharp and E, and the top two notes are C sharp and E. So, and C sharp and E is the first two notes of the A6 tuning. So people who are coming in for the A6 tuning will have a little bit of familiarity. The way the tuning is set, and the rest of the tuning is, so we have the C sharp, E, and then a series of chromatic notes, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A, then B, C sharp, E. And it's really divided into two sections. So you have your 4 bass notes, and then the sort of what they call the more the melody notes on the top 6 strings. And when you're learning this system, you really learn the first 6 strings first. You don't even play with the last 4 strings. So for your first part of your learning this tuning, you can just really stay on the top 6 strings. And that's what I'm going to show you today, the top sort of 6 strings, so you can understand why this tuning is so cool. And so while it sounds weird when we're down here and looking at E and C sharp and B and A and B flat next to each other, if you take it up to the 3rd fret, it starts to sound a little bit more familiar. And so what we have here now is on the 3rd fret is you have a G at the top, and you have an E and a D and a C and a B and a B flat. So that's that top. Those are those top 6 strings. But what's cool about that is if I do what they call the Do grip, I'll tell you why in a second. But the Do grip is the 1, 3, 5 strings. So you hit 5th string on the 3rd fret, the 3rd string on the 5th fret or 3rd fret, and the 1st string on the 3rd fret, and that gives you a G chord. But the way it's tuned, and this is called the Do position because the root of the chord is on the top string. So they call that the Do. That's the Do position, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, So. The second grip that you learn is another major triad, and that's 4, 2, 1. So the 4, 2, 1 grip. And that is the 4 chord of the G, so that's a C chord. You don't have to move your bar at all. It just stays right there. And so I got C here, and I've got, so the C is called the So position because the root's at the bottom here. There's your C, and there's your E, and there's your G note, so that's the C chord, with the root on the bottom, but the So note, the G note, C, D, E, F, G, is at the top, so that's called the So position. So you've got the D position, and you've got the So position. But you also have, if you're in this So position, we now have the B flat note here, and the B flat note, if we're playing in this position, gives us the minor chord. So we go from the B to the B flat, and the B flat is the flatted note of the G scale, so G, B, D. So now we have the minor chord. But the cool thing is, if we're also in the So position, and I'm in C, that same B flat note becomes the 7th of the chord. So I've got my 7th there. I've got my triad with the root at the top. I've got my triad with the root at the bottom. I've got my minor chord. I've got my fourth chord. And of course the G up here. So that's sort of an intro to the Alkire tuning.